Hey everybody, Ryan here at eTrailer. Today on our 2015 GMC Canyon, we're going to be checking out the etrailer.com SD non-binding tow bar. Before we jump right in, I figured it'd be useful just to kind of refresh ourselves on the main parts that we're going to need to flat tow our GMC down the road in the first place. So you're going to have your base plate, which gives us an attachment point. That way we can hook our tow bar up to it. This is going to be the physical link that connects the front of our truck to the back of our motorhome here. Third main part is your tow bar wiring, and this is going to send the lighting signals from the back of your coach to the back of your Canyon. Fourth main part is safety cables, and these are there in the event of an unlikely disconnect. They're going to keep everything hooked up. And last but not least, the fifth main part will be a supplemental braking system. What this is going to do is apply the brakes in your GMC whenever you hit the brakes in your coach, helping to bring you to a more predictable and safe stop. When it comes to picking out a tow bar, it's an important decision, because it's responsible for a lot of the work. And so you want something that's going to be reliable and easy to use. And this one is just that. Honestly, one of the things that is nice about this particular setup is the fact that it comes in quite a few different variations. So what I mean by that, the ends here where you connect, you can change them out in a sense. So on this particular one, we have the ends that work with Demco base plates, eTrailer base plates, maybe a couple of the others, but let's say if you have a Blue Ox base plate, you can get the Blue Ox ends on this tow bar to be compatible, or a Roadmaster base plate. Same thing is going to hold true. So really, regardless of what brand base plate you got, there's going to be a etrailer.com tow bar set up to allow you to pair those together. One of the things that is really important when choosing a tow bar, and is something that I recommend all the time, is make sure you get a tow bar that is non-binding. Whether it be this one or a different brand, that's the main thing to look for, at least that I recommend. And what I mean by non-binding is what can happen sometimes when you're flat towing and you go to disconnect, the arms will get locked in and make it extremely difficult to kind of unhook everything. And so with a non-binding type like this one, if that were to happen, there's a lever mechanism that you would push on, and that'll release the tension and allow you to get everything all disconnected. Speaking of which, how this is going to work, it's just some quick connects here. You have a pin you can pull out, another pin, and that allows you to separate it. And you just do the opposite whenever you are ready to get hooked up there. Something to look out for too, how well is the tow bar going to pull a vehicle down the road? Is it going to track? Is it going to stay true behind the motorhome whenever you're flat towing it? And I've heard good things about this one, and I think it's partly due to the fact that it's a relatively long tow bar, and so generally speaking, you get a little more distance between the two vehicles, the better. Just seems to work out well, so that's good. And this one, it's going to have a 6,000 pound weight capacity, which is enough for the Canyon here. And I feel like it should help kind of absorb some of those bumps and potholes and things a little bit better because of that. Something that I like is the fact that it's going to come included with safety cables. Okay, so that's just one less thing you're not going to have to worry about picking up separately. They're the right style, capacities, and so on as far as that goes. And then there's also a cable management system here. So this little bar that comes off allows you to kind of take your cable, connect it to it, and keep it up off the ground and out of harm's way. Which brings me to my next point. If you do end up going with a tow bar like this, with this cable management, you're going to want to get a coiled style cable. That way you can wrap it through there and properly utilize this feature. This also has a built-in drop or rise feature, and so right now it's in the drop position, which the majority of people find themselves using it like this. And so what's going to happen is the shank will run out and this will drop down 1.5 inches. And what that's for is to help make sure that the tow bar is level. Okay, and so in some cases it might prevent you from having to buy a separate high-low adapter. So what you're looking for on level ground with your vehicle and your motorhome kind of parked like this, you'll measure from the center of the hitch pin hole on the motorhome down to the ground, and then from the center of the attachment point or base plate down to the ground. And you want that measurement to be within 3 inches of each other. If it exceeds that, you're going to need a high-low adapter. So because this one has that built-in drop, that actually prevented us from having to deal with that. In our case, our motorhome was about 4 inches higher than our truck's base plate. So having in that 1.5 inch drop position got us within that acceptable range. Compared to some of the other tow bars available, this is a good middle of the road. You know, it has a lot of what I call must-have features, being non-binding, and then a couple of other bonus features, I guess you could say, coming included with the cables and that built-in drop or rise. I think that's pretty neat. If you're looking for something that is really lightweight and has a lot of the you know, extras, so to speak, one of my favorites is the Roadmaster Nighthawk. A lot of it's made from aluminum. It comes with your electrical cables and things like that, so that's always worth checking out as well. With this tow bar as well, you're going to be able to store it on the back of your coach, whether it be temporarily or permanently, which I feel like is really important because storage is so limited when you're over the road. You know, anything you can do to kind of free up a little bit of space that you're not using is a no-brainer. So when you're all disconnected, this one, it has a little different design. You can swing both arms over to either side, or kind of what I like, which I would do if I was getting ready to hook up again, maybe in a couple days or something. You can actually store them like this. It just makes it a little bit easier, you know, to grab them and rotate them out to be able to hook up. So that's cool. You know, if you're going to be leaving this back here, especially permanently, I would suggest picking up a cover or a bag to kind of slide over this, keep the weather off of it, as well as a locking style hitch pin. That way it's just secured to the hitch. No one can pull the pin and run off with it. So, you know, other than that, at the end of the day, a good all-around tow bar that you really can't go wrong with. And that'll finish up our look at of the etrailer.com SD non-binding tow bar on our 2015 GMC Canyon.